everybody, I'm Joey Paul and I'm an indie author, and welcome back to my channel. I write young adult fiction across a variety of genres, and if you think that might interest you, then think about subscribing below. So today we're going to do a tag. I've done this tag before. It's called the work in progress tag, the WIP tag. There are 10 questions and I'm going to answer them for both projects that I'm working on at the moment, simply because it's easier to do it for that than to do two separate videos. So number one, what is the working title? For one, it is Cache of Memories. For the other, it is Disability Detectives, The French Murder, mostly called The French Murder. Number two, where did the idea for your book come from? For Cache of Memories, I was reading a book and I thought about basically how I could switch things around and change it and put my own spin on things, and that kind of like bloomed and blossomed into an idea that became a book. For Disability Detectives, The French Murder, I basically had an idea for a series and I wanted to stick to normal contemporary mystery slash thriller slash whatever, and the idea kind of bloomed from there. I had the title before I had the idea and I was really happy with making things fit and all the rest of it. Number three, what genre is your work in progress? Cache of Memories is a contemporary with sort of like romance subplot. I don't know whether you could call it a contemporary romance, just because I don't think the romance is near enough to the front and centre of the story. And for Disability Detectives, The French Murder, it is crime and mystery. They're both young adult. Number four, choose the actors for your movie rendition. I always suck at this question. I've done this tag before and I think I sucked at it then. Basically, I don't follow enough movies and stuff like that to be able to cast people into my stories. I don't know. Number five, one sentence synopsis for your book. I'm going to have to think about this. So for Cache of Memories, a series of geocaches left behind by a dying teen leads her friend on a journey of discovery and memories. And for The French Murder, 4 teens fight to clear their friend's name from a murder. Number six, will your book be self-published or represented by an agency? Most likely be self-published. Won't happen for a very long while, but my plan is to self-publish them. Number seven, how long did it take you to write the first draft of your manuscript? I haven't technically finished. I should finish soon, so about 4 or 5 months to do both, but that'll depend on how well things work out. Number eight, what other books would you compare your story to? For Cache of Memories, probably something along the lines, I think it was called 12 Blue Envelopes by Maureen Johnson. It was something along those lines. I can compare it to that one. For The French Murder, I don't know if I have a comparison. It's a boarding school, it's disability, maybe Veronica Mars kind of thing, but that's not really a book, that's a TV series, but it has an element of that to it. Number nine, who or what inspired you to write the book? So for both of them, basically the ideas inspired me. Like I said, for Disability Detectives, I had the first book's title and I knew that I wanted to set it into a boarding school for disabled teens, and that kind of like inspired me to dig deeper and to move things along. For Cache of Memories, it was just more the idea just was sitting in the back of my head and I couldn't get it out of it. So yeah. Number 10, what else about your book might pique the reader's interest? So for Cache of Memories, like I said, there is somewhat of a romance plot, but it's very much a subplot, I think. I don't know whether that will change in revisions, like whether the romance will become part of the main plot and less of a subplot. At the moment, as it stands at the moment, it's more focused on the journey to find the caches and to get closure and all of that. And for The French Murder, maybe the fact that it's disabled teens becoming detectives? Who knows? So there we go. Those are my 10 answers, or 20 answers really, because it's for 2 books, to the 10 questions for the work in progress tag. I probably will do this tag again, just because I really enjoy it, even if I don't know anything about actors and movie renditions. So tell me something about your work in progress. Let me know in the comments down below. So that's all I've got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment, like or subscribe. I post videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media and my books are available everywhere, and you can also sign up for my newsletter. And don't forget to pick up Cramming Chronicles The Second Pang, which is the second in the young adult urban fantasy series. And also don't forget to grab a ticket for Author City in Birmingham in July, where I'll be signing books. All the links to which are listed below. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep writing. Bye!